Hey everyone, it's your girl K Divine. I wanted to come on here and bring you guys a message that I think a lot of people may need to hear. Um, you gotta be okay with not getting proper apologies from people. This is a tough one, especially for those of you who have been in situations where people have done you dirty, people have slandered you, people have spoke ill of your name in rooms that you haven't even set foot in, and people believe them because it's like, why would someone bring me this type of information for no reason? And a lot of people will make assumptions about you, and they won't even know you. They'll just they'll think that you are one of those people that is just rude and belligerent. You probably the nicest, kindest person out there, the sweetest person, loving, so loving. And I'm saying this because, like, this is something that I've had to come to terms with. Is like, you're not always gonna get that I'm sorry. And even if you do get an apology, sometimes it's not genuine. Sometimes people will apologize to you simply because they feel like, they're trying to get back in your space. They want to get back to where they used to be with you. And quite frankly, it's never, if it's up and it's stuck. Once people cross a certain line with you, they is no returning. There is none. But I want to just make sure that everyone understands, like, you are owed those apologies. Don't get it twisted at all. Don't ever think for 1 second that just because you didn't receive those apologies that they weren't owed to you. People will size you up, look you up and down, and they'll think that they know you. They will think that they can get you. They think that you are an easy target. They think that they're going to be able to, they going to try to do some weird stuff. And for those of you, if you're watching my content, like, you're probably a chosen one. uh More than likely you may be neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD, star seed, light worker, all of the above. So you already know, especially because when you are set apart, you feel it. And when you're different, everyone in your life has made it very clear to you since you were a child how different you are. Everyone. Even in the relationships that you've been in, your partners have made it very clear to you how different you are. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that you are different, but when you stand out, it is difficult to deal with at times, because it's like sometimes you do just want to blend in, and you just want to be like everyone else, and you just want to enjoy life. But when you're just one of those people, especially if you have a bright light about you, more than likely if you're watching this content, you have a bright light about you. You shine so brightly. You are so beautiful. You have a beautiful soul. People love you, but they're envious of that. A lot of people don't like the fact that you get attention the way that you do. Like, you walk into a room, like, you have presence. People can feel your energy when you walk in the room. That's why you'll see people turn around real fast, or you'll see people looking at. I've been in lines before, like, just in the last few weeks too. I've been in lines, like, I'll be at like a counter or something talking to someone, and the person behind me will step from behind me to the side of me to look at me to see who I am. That's how you know you got that big energy, you got that big presence, because they're like, who is this person with all of this energy in here? And the crazy part about that too is that sometimes when people feel that, the demons in them don't know what to do with it. Those demons, that it wakes up those people's demons, and people will start to attack you energetically. Some will want to attack you physically. They'll even go and tell their friends like, "Hey, there's this person over here, and I don't know. We gotta tear her down. We gotta knock her down a notch. She a little too confident. He a little too confident." And a lot of those people, you gotta understand too. Those people think that your confidence is arrogance. That's why people will turn their nose up at you or give you those nasty looks like, they'll give you the like they'll give you the evil eye, they'll give you the stank face, they'll do all of this stuff, and you ain't even said a word to them. You haven't even said anything yet. You're like, well, geez, like, we just happen to be in the same space and you already got an attitude with me. They'll automatically not like you simply because of your energy and your presence. And the truth of the matter is that most people don't have that level of presence. A lot of people aren't operating in a way where they are fully in tune with themselves. And when you become very self-aware and you become more in tune with yourself, it really does change you. Because even when it was undeveloped, when it was underdeveloped, when you were a child, your energy, you still bothered people. Because I know I'm talking to somebody that has been ridiculed even as a child by adults. You were a child and you had adults that were jealous of you. You had adults that would attack you. Like when I look back on certain situations now, I can see definitely like some of my teachers growing up that didn't like me, but they couldn't they so it's like they liked certain things about me, but in general they just didn't like me. They liked the things I could do for them, but they would sabotage me at in other ways too. I'm gonna get into that at a different time. But it's like when you look back at certain things, you really start to realize like those people really didn't like me. Those people didn't treat me well, and it wasn't because of anything that I necessarily did. Like, I mean, I'm sure most of y'all can attest to just being an awkward kid or just being weird or deemed as just like there's something wrong with that one. Like if you watch my content, I promise you, you're one of those people. You were always weird and probably still get called weird. Like she's just weird, he's just weird. And it's like the only reason why they call you weird is because you stand out, because you don't go with the crowd. That's the real reason why they don't like you. They don't understand it. And then it's like they want you to dim yourself when you come around. Like they want you to shrink yourself. They want you to like ball up and like, oh yeah, I'm not here. No. When I walk in a room, I walk in as myself and I cannot be any other way. If I am too much for you, I will remove myself from that room, from that table, whatever the case may be. And it's funny because when you do leave those spaces and those people realize that they were mistreating you for no reason, that's when that's really when those apologies will start to either come, or that's when they know that they owe you an apology. I just had a situation happen to me this week where I was being treated unfairly and very poorly by some people. And it wasn't until after I left, now all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, they tried to call me. And you know what I heard? Be quiet after disrespect. Be silent after disrespect. It's so crazy, man. But there are going to be times where you're not going to receive apologies from people because a lot of people are too embarrassed sometimes. Because honestly, a lot of these people don't even really hold themselves accountable. Like these people are not self accountable most of the time. They're blame shifters. They make a mistake and well, that was your fault. Like they automatically blame shift. Like these are toxic people. The people who don't give you apologies when they know that they owe you one, when they know that they were doing you dirty, when they know and they were doing it to your face and they thought it was funny, those people are not self-accountable. Because you'll even notice, like, if you ever see any of those people in person again, a lot of them will run away from you, or they'll hide. That happened to me once, and I did not understand what was happening. And I was like, what is wrong with that? I was like, why are they running from me? They running because they don't want to have to look at you, because you the truth. People don't want to have to stare the truth in the face. Because when they was going around laughing at you and, you know, sabotaging you and doing all that nonsense behind your back and sometimes to your face, they thought it was funny. But when you're an overcomer, when you decide that you're not gonna, you know, this whatever, that's that person. I'm gonna keep going, and you keep pressing forward. Them people got to eat their words. And some people will try so desperately to make what they said about you true by continuously coming after you and sabotaging you. Those are narcissistic individuals. And I can promise you this. And I was just watching a content creator talk about this, but it's so true. They will they will lose the war so they can win the battle. They will win, or did I say that right? I'm sorry. They will win the battle and lose the war. Hold on. Yes, they will lose the battle. They will lose the war. Sorry, they will lose the war so they can win the battle. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so exhausted today. Y'all just give me a moment. But it's true. Like, those people do these things, and not because they know they're right, but because they want to live in that illusion. And that's something I'm becoming very aware of in society, is that a lot of people would much rather live in the illusion that makes them more comfortable than coming to terms with the truth that's right in front of their face. Like, the crazy thing to me is I'll be completely respectful to people, you know, and this is something I know that I have to get better at in my personal life. I tell myself every day, you are kind, you are not nice. Don't make yourself an easy target for these folks. Don't scour away from, like, once you feel the energy, if something feels off, you need to exit stage left. And you don't have to be rude. You don't have to, you know, give them the same energy back, but you just got to keep it pushing, because it's not worth it. You don't need to expel that extra energy. You know, put your energy into the things that you're passionate about. Put it into your projects, put it into your children, put it into your writing, your reading, whatever it is that you do that brings you joy, that brings you peace. You put your energy towards that. I was gonna edit this video, but I think I'm not, because I just want to be real and raw with y'all. Like, especially in the beginning stages of this channel, like, I need y'all to just see me for who I am. Like, I'm doing my best. And I just want to talk to people, and just because I want to see, like, I know there are other people out there who are experiencing this, especially if you're set apart. Like, if the Most High has set you apart, you already know. And you know what's so funny? I had opened the Bible today, and I was just like, Spirit, show me, like, Spirit, give me a message. And I opened the Bible to Proverbs 18, and I'm going to read it to you. All right. So like I said, I opened up this Bible today, and this is the message that Spirit gave me. So this is Proverbs chapter 18. And this is verses, I may read, no, I'm just going to read until I feel it's best. But the first verse, whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. That's just the first two verses. I mean, if you go read that, go read Proverbs chapter 18, even if you're not a Christian. Like, I'm I'm an omniist, okay? So I use different religious texts and methods to find truth. I was raised Christian and I still hold the Bible in high regard. So, you know, I do feel like there is positive things in the Bible that you can take away from. And the fact that I turned the page randomly, I literally just opened the Bible and said, Spirit, give me a message. And that is the first thing I saw. I knew that Spirit was speaking to me today. When you go away from the crowd and you decide to do your own thing and you decide that you don't want to be a part of the cliques, you don't want to be a part of the groups anymore, people are going to laugh at you and make fun of you and make it seem as if something's wrong with you. They got all this mouth, they got all these opinions that are based in nothing. Yet when things start to take off for you or things are going well for you, now it's like, oh, well, maybe I should have been listening. You should have been, absolutely. I know for some of you that are on a spiritual journey or, trying to find your way, it gets hard. The spiritual path is not for everyone. It absolutely is not. It's not for everyone. It's not easy. It's it gets lonely at times. Like seriously lonely. It gets sometimes I don't want to say depressing because it's not necessarily depression, but it's because because even when you start thinking like, man, I wish I had some friends, man, I wish I had someone to talk to. When you go out in public and you see the the options that you have of people to talk to, it's like I'd rather go talk to myself. I'd rather go talk to God in prayer or meditation or whatever it is that you do. Like, it sometimes doesn't even feel worth it because it's like people aren't even on your same frequency. Like, you're literally wasting your time talking to some of these people will never even understand you. You opening your mouth, some of these people are going to be looking at you like, who is they talking about? Like, what is this person on? They gonna think something wrong with you. They gonna be like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, like, oh, they talking some weird stuff over there. I don't know what they talking about. Is you're not on the same frequency, baby. You got to find some people around you that can talk your language. And if you're neurodivergent, you already don't like small talk. So it's even less people that you can even speak to because it's like I already don't want to. I The small talk doesn't work for me. I am a level 1 autistic, by the way. So just in case if people don't already know that, I don't know if I've mentioned that in my other videos or not. But I am autistic and I have ADHD. So it's like being neurodivergent in general already sets you apart from everyone else. Because the general population's minds don't work the same. Like the way that your brain functions and works is just not like everyone else's. And it's not a bad thing at all. We need more people with diverse thought processes, but it can be hard to navigate some of these, societal things because, sensory issues, because we have social issues like that's why they think that I mean, not that they think, but we that's why we do come off as socially awkward because sometimes we don't know when to fit in into certain situations and things of that nature. And if you're late in life diagnosed, the people who made fun of you growing up, they was making fun of you because you was neurodivergent. And that again, when you come into that understanding and realization, you have to be okay with not receiving apologies from people. Some people are going to find out that information and they'll just be like, well, I didn't know. I didn't know you were autistic. I didn't know you were neurodivergent. And it's like it doesn't really matter whether you knew or not, because I didn't know. But it's like, but you were making fun of me because of who I am. Like, this is a part of me, because it's like you're making fun of me because of my autistic traits, whether or not you knew that I was autistic or not. You were making fun of me because of how I respond, because of how I react to certain things. There are going to be people who caused you massive trauma. There are going to be people who caused, harm and may have scared you, or, caused you to back away from certain people and situations that cause you to miss out on opportunities because of the things that they did. And they will not apologize for it. And quite frankly, some of these people just aren't sorry. They're not. They wanted to do it. They succeeded at doing what they wanted to do, and they got what they wanted, which was to see you sad and broken and hurt. And you just gotta let that go. I'm not saying you have to forgive them. You do not have to forgive people to move on. Forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. And but don't hold on to it. You can't hold a grudge. You can't hold on to the pain and the hurt. You got to find a way to process that and work through it and move forward. You cannot stay in that hurt. That hurt is what's going to cause you to not be able to move forward in the things that you need to do. It's going to cause your own delays in your life. You may be delaying your own blessings because you want to hang on to that pain. And like I said, you don't have to forgive them people. There are people right now who I do not forgive for the things that they did to me, but I have moved on from the situation. And I do want to note that forgiveness is not mutually exclusive with reconciliation. Just because you forgive someone does not mean that you have to reconcile with them at all. Because that's what some people truly believe. Like, oh, well, you got to forgive and move on. Yes, I did forgive and move on. And me forgiving you and me moving on was me removing you from my life. Because if you did it once, you'll do it again. Period. I'm going to call a spade a spade. If you hurt me intentionally, like you knew what you did, and you think that because you said, oh, well, I'm sorry, what is that supposed to do for me? If you do want to keep someone in your life, they are going to have to show you the changed behavior. I would not be relying on people's words, especially not in this day and age. We got to look at people's actions, not their words. But be okay with not getting those apologies. But your success, your happiness, your abundance, your peace, that's enough. Honestly, you don't need those apologies from them people. You just need to keep going and be happy and proud of yourself for making it out of a tough situation, because most people can't even fathom whatever it is you've been through. I know that whoever's watching this, you probably been through a lot. You probably fought a lot of silent battles by yourself. Things that you haven't even told other people. Things that you don't feel comfortable telling other people. And it's okay, love. It's all right. You did what you needed to do, and you are here today. You're a survivor. You're not a victim. You're an overcomer. You are loved. You are cherished. And I accept you here. If you don't feel accepted anywhere else, I promise you, I want to build a community of full acceptance here. So that was my message for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl K Divine. I'll see you in the next one.